What do you think organized crime looks like? Armani suits and a raspy Godfather voice? Or maybe throwing cash out of a Lamborghini like the Cartels? Forget about it. See this guy? He looks like he's about to complain to the manager about the price of green onions, but in reality, this guy might be running a $17 billion money laundering empire stretching from McCall to Vancouver to Amsterdam. Welcome to the Triads, the oldest, most secretive criminal machine on Earth, with a better HR structure than your tech startup. Forget the Italian Mafia with their customized tailored suits. Forget the Latin American cartels with their gold-plated AK-47s and narco tanks. The Chinese Triads operate on an entirely different wavelength. They are not merely a gang, they are a 300-year-old society, an immortal machine built on blood, absolute silence, and a corporate structure that rivals the Fortune 500. To understand how crime actually works at the highest level in Asia, you cannot look from the top down. You have to start in the gutters of Hong Kong and climb your way up the numbers. You are 16, you dropped out of school in Sham Shui Po, one of the most suffocatingly crowded districts in Hong Kong. Your father drives a red minibus 14 hours a day to keep the lights on. Your mother ruins her hands in a garment factory. You look at their lives and see a dead end. Then comes a guy from the neighborhood. Everyone calls him Die Lo, Big Brother. He spots the hunger in your eyes. He buys you dinner, hands you a burner phone, and asks for microscopic favors. Watch this corner. Tell me if anyone from the Woxing Wo gang shows up. Whistle if the police roll by the mahjong parlor. You are not a member, you are a blue lantern. Uninitiated, unofficial, disposable. Real Triads use numerical codes for rank. 49 is a soldier, 426 is the enforcer, 489 is the dragon head. Right now, you are nothing, you are a zero. But you are learning the economy of respect. Dilo wears a heavy gold chain and drives a pristine Mercedes through alleys where everyone else takes the subway. He tips in thick wads of cash. People bow to him. Nobody bows to your father. You start earning 2,000 Hong Kong dollars a week in envelopes. You buy your mother her favorite meal, claiming you got a job at a restaurant. She doesn't ask questions. Survival in Hong Kong means knowing when to look away. By 18, you've proven you can keep your mouth shut. Now, you are brought inside. The initiation is not a handshake in a back alley. It is a sacred, blood-soaked ritual that traces its roots back to the 17th century. Historically, the first Triads, the Tian Di Hui, Heaven and Earth Society, were founded by Ming Dynasty loyalists resisting the invading Qing Empire. Today, in a tin-roofed shed in the New Territories, you stand before an altar dedicated to Guan Yu, the ancient god of loyalty and war. You walk under an arch of crossed swords. The incense master, rank 438, recites poetry about the 5 ancestors. Then, you swear the infamous 36 oaths. They are brutal and binding. If I betray my brothers, I will die by 5 thunderbolts. If I reveal our secrets, I will be killed by a myriad of swords. A live rooster is decapitated. Its blood drips into a bowl of wine and crushed cinnabar. You prick your finger, add your own blood, and drink. You are now a 49, a made soldier. Your weapon of choice is not a firearm. Guns carry heavy mandatory sentences in Hong Kong and draw too much heat. You use the meat cleaver, the chopper. It is cheap, untraceable, and psychologically terrifying. When a wet market vendor refuses to pay extortion money, you don't kill him. You leave a single, agonizing slash across his back, deep enough to scar forever, shallow enough to keep him alive to pay you next week. You're 18 and you pass the probation period. Time to sign the contract. At a normal company, HR makes you fill out 10 boring tax forms and listen to a dental plan presentation. The Triads? What do they want with me, and what am I supposed to do? their HR department decapitates a chicken. You drink blood-spiked wine and swear 36 deadly oaths. Like, if I betray my brothers, I will die by 5 thunderbolts. Sounds a bit dramatic, right? Well, you'd think their ancestors were these hardcore mythical warriors. But don't let history fool you. Today, those oaths are ironclad law. You are officially a made soldier, number 49. Your work tool isn't a Glock. Guns are loud and get you life in prison. Your weapon is a $5 meat cleaver, the chopper. One slash across a debtor's back. Deep enough so they remember you forever, but shallow enough so they don't die. It's humane in a really messed up way. Blood and business, the hustle. You start getting inked, and little by little, the tattoos just keep adding up. I guess they kind of make me feel powerful. You become a middle manager, running illegal backroom mahjong parlors and extorting the very red minibuses your father drives. It is essentially a violent franchise model. Drivers pay you 10,000 Hong Kong dollars a month. In return, you ensure rival gangs don't hijack their routes. But expansion breeds rivalry. You clash with the 14K, one of the most notorious Triad groups in the world. Historically, the 14K wasn't born in the streets. It was founded in 1945 by Kuomintang Lieutenant General Kot Siu Wong in Guangzhou as a fierce anti-communist paramilitary force before fleeing to Hong Kong. When a 14K crew slashes one of your debt collectors, you retaliate quietly. 2 of your guys on a motorcycle catch a 14K associate leaving a nightclub in Sim Sha Tsui. 3 chops to the arms. Never the face. The face means full-blown war. The arms mean stay in your lane. You go home, pour a whiskey, and realize you felt absolutely nothing. The empathy has been fully surgically removed. By 26, you're promoted to middle management. The 426. Red pole, the enforcer. You don't hold the chopper anymore. You strategize. You discipline the dumb 49s who post their drug cash on TikTok. Trust me, social media criminals have the shortest lifespans in the business. You pull in 200,000 Hong Kong dollars a month. You have a shark lawyer on retainer, but you're squeezed between 2 forces. Ambitious underlings ready to stab you in the back for a promotion, and the boomer bosses upstairs demanding quarter-over-quarter growth. Sounds exactly like your regional sales manager, right? Except the KP is. Here are measured in meth and blood. The red pole of the Triad. When you're a high achiever, by 26, you are promoted to 426, red pole. You are the military commander. You no longer hold the chopper, you direct it. You manage security, authorize hits, and hunt down 25s, the Triad code for police informants. You also oversee the logistics of the ketamine and methamphetamine pipelines flowing from mainland China into Hong Kong's elite club scene. You pull in 200,000 Hong Kong dollars a month. You drive a BMW. You have a ruthless defense lawyer on a 50,000 Hong Kong dollar monthly retainer. Your biggest headache isn't the police, it's the arrogant young 49ers beneath you who flash their cash on Instagram. You discipline them brutally. The Triad survives in the shadows. Vanity is a liability that gets people locked up. At 30, you realize violence is for amateurs. You put away the cleaver and whip out the calculator. You become the 415, white paper fan, You are Bob from accounting, but way cooler. Your job? Turning mountains of dirty street cash squeaky clean. You open 50 boba shops. On paper, you sell 10,000 cups a day, even though the place is a literal ghost town. You walk into a Macau VIP casino with a duffel bag of dirty money, lose a little at baccarat, and cash out with a shiny, legitimate casino check. Boom! Your money can now pay for your kids' international school tuition, and you get to play golf with politicians. True power is breaking international law while looking like a local philanthropist. Chapter 5. The White Paper Fan. 415. The Launderer. At 30, you put away the calculator and become the 415 White Paper Fan. You are the financial advisor, the white-collar criminal. Your job is washing millions of dollars of dirty street cash. You open bubble tea franchises, construction firms, and buy real estate in Macau. You move money through Macau's VIP casino junkets, walking in with dirty millions, playing a few hands of baccarat, and walking out with a perfectly clean casino check. You also navigate geopolitics. The Triads have always understood power. Back in 1993, ahead of the British handover of Hong Kong, China's Minister of Public Security famously stated, "As long as these people are patriotic, as long as they are concerned with Hong Kong's prosperity and stability, we should unite with them." You attend charity galas and dine with low-level politicians. You are a respected businessman. You are useful as long as you remain invisible. Now you're the Dragonhead, 489, CEO of Murder, Inc. You run super syndicates like Sam Gore, producing 70% of the Asia-Pacific's meth supply, $17 billion a year in revenue. But what's the CEO lifestyle actually like? You're on an Interpol red notice. You haven't used your real name in 5 years. You got plastic surgery, so facial recognition doesn't flag you, and you eat dinner in windowless rooms swept for bugs. The ultimate irony, you're richer than the GDP of a small country, but you live like a terrified rat. And then, just like real-life kingpin Sei-Chi Lop, one fine day at the Amsterdam airport, click, handcuffs, you lose everything. Empire over? Finally you reach the summit. 489, the Dragonhead. You control an empire generating billions, with cells spanning from Vancouver to Sydney, from Amsterdam to Bangkok. But you are a ghost. Unlike Pablo Escobar or El Chapo, who craved infamy, the greatest Triad bosses are men nobody has ever heard of. You run a modest noodle shop by day. You wear plain clothes. You negotiate super syndicates. Look at history's greatest example. Sam Gore, the company. It was formed when 5 rival triads stopped killing each other and united to manufacture meth in the lawless jungles of Myanmar. They controlled 70% of the Asia-Pacific meth supply, pulling in up to $17 billion annually. Yet, your life is a prison of paranoia. You change burner phones weekly. You sweep restaurants for bugs. Interpol, the DEA, and the Australian Federal Police have a red notice on you. Your wealth is astronomical, but you cannot safely spend a dime of it in the daylight. You're sitting in a maximum security cell, crying over your lost kingdom. Nobody cares. Because the Triad isn't a gang that relies on one guy. It's a concept. An immortal machine. The second you get cuffed, the guys who drank chicken blood with you have already voted in your replacement. And on some dingy street corner, a guy with a gold chain just bought a bowl of noodles for a 16-year-old high school dropout. The kid holds a burner phone, his eyes lighting up at the envelope of cash. He doesn't know it yet, but he's already inside. Chapter 7. The Fall and the Successor. Eventually, the clock runs out. Maybe it's a wiretap. Maybe a 25 finally flipped. Look at Sei-Chi Lop, the alleged mastermind behind the Sam Gore Syndicate. For years, he was a ghost. Then, in January 2021, Dutch police snapped the handcuffs on him during a layover at Amsterdam's Schiphol airport. Extradited to Australia, he faces life in a concrete box. The empire is frozen. The loyal brothers who drank blood and cinnabar with him immediately pivoted to find his replacement. But here is the chilling truth. The Triad does not care about the Dragonhead. The Dragonhead is just a temporary pilot of a 300-year-old machine. It survived the fall of the Qing dynasty. It survived the British Empire. It survived Mao Zedong's purges. And it will survive modern international task forces. Somewhere in Sham Shui Po today, another 16-year-old kid is sitting outside a mahjong parlor. A man with a gold chain just bought him dinner. He is holding a burner phone, waiting for a police cruiser to roll by. He doesn't know it yet, but the rooster is already bleeding into the bowl. He is already inside. The machine never stops.